guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Today I decided to film this full coverage cake free foundation routine. I guess it's a foundation routine, but I'm going to show you guys how to get the perfect full coverage makeup look while still looking natural. And yeah, so if you guys like to see how I got this video, just keep watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Make sure you're following me on Snapchat and Instagram, Jamie with 8 eyes, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you share it. This step is really important. You want to make sure you prime your face. You have to prime your face to give the makeup something to adhere to. If you have dry skin, use a hydrating primer. If you have oily skin, use a mattifying primer. And if you have normal skin, just use like a smoothing primer or just like a hydrating primer. If you have combination skin, use a combination of both. Apply your foundation, whatever foundation you're using. I'm using the Anastasia stick foundation. I'm the color Chestnut. I'm going to apply a thorough, like a good amount so it'll be full coverage, you know, but I don't want to overdo it. So start with a little bit, know what's a good amount of foundation that you need on your skin for it to be full coverage. If you want a full coverage look, what we're doing here. So once I blend it, I get it on my face. I'm blending it out with the Real Technique sponge. This works really good. And I move it around because it's a cream foundation, so you have a little more flexibility and you can just, you know, blend it out till it's all even. The concealer, I'm using Urban Decay, and I am the color, I don't know, but I'll have it down below. And I'm going to apply that in all the places that I would normally highlight. So this is like all normal. This is stuff like if you are familiar with doing your makeup, then you know about the whole highlighting process. You have to balance your face out. That's why you have to do it on your forehead and your chin, because it balances out. What you do on one side, you do to the other. That's why you don't just put highlight on one side of your face. It's like symmetry. You have to balance it out. And just because this color is kind of close to my skin tone and I like my under eye super bright, I'm using this like highlighting pen from MAC in the color dark, and it's just going to brighten up the under eye area even more. For my contour stick, this is the Black Opal contour, and the color is Black Walnut, and I'm going to do just like very like around the perimeter of my forehead, not too much in my cheeks, and I'm going to contour my nose. When I contour my nose, I just bring it right on the sides, and then when I blend it out, like I just blend it out right there, but I don't bring it all the way up. I find I get the best contour by just bringing it right directly in the center on the side of my nose. When I blend out my concealer, I don't move it. I just pounce right on top of my skin, like where it's already at, because if you move it, that's when you can start to make the foundation blotchy. You know, it's like you've already placed it on your face. All you want to do is blend it out. Stop making it harder than it has to be. Just blend the concealer out. And when I blend out my contour, I'm going to just not deviate it from where it's at, because it's the same thing. You don't want to move it. You've already placed it where you need it to be, so just blend it out. Like, you know, I'm keeping it in that same vicinity on my forehead. Like, I'm not like dragging it like tremendously, you know. And when I blend it in my cheek, I'm making sure I'm blending it upward, because you're trying to make your cheek look more lifted. Like, that's the whole point of that contour, you know. You're trying to create that dimension in the cheek area, so you want to blend it up to keep things looking more contoured, because if you blend it down, that's going to defeat the purpose of all of this. So after you blend out the highlight and the contour, you have like a lot more blending to do, because it's like all these harsh lines have been created. So it's like you really have to take your time with blending out foundation, highlight, and contour, especially if you cream contour, because it's like you have all these different shades on your face and you want to mesh them all together. So it's like take your time, blend out the highlight, blend out the contour, and then mesh them all together. Use the size of your beauty blender, everything. And I like for my contour to be super like chiseled when I cream contour, so I do take my foundation and I run it right underneath my contour. I don't like to use what I use to highlight, because then it makes it too light, whereas that contour, just using your same color, is just going to bring back that definition underneath without making it look too harsh. And then I'm going to blend like underneath the contour, blend on the contour, just because cream contouring, especially I use a dark color. If I say contour one more time, bruh. But yeah, I just make sure I blend everything together. And as you guys see, when I blend out my nose, I'm very careful. I don't really move it too much, just enough to get it blended out seamlessly, because I don't want there to be any harsh lines, because it's super easy to like make a nose contour look super harsh, and it's like that's not what we're trying to do. We just want to like just bring more structure to it, but you want to still keep your features soft, because you can easily make your features look hard with highlighting and contouring, and that's what we're not trying to do. We want to still look like women. We don't want to look like drag queens. So just be very careful. Make sure you know your face shape and the way to contour and highlight for your face shape. You don't want to be doing too much. And so before you apply any powder, you really want to make sure that there's no creasing in your face and that everything is blended to perfection, because once you put the powder on top, you're locking it all in. So it's like you really want to just look at your face, make sure everything is blended, make sure there's no patchiness, no blotchiness, there's no areas you didn't blend. And this is where foundation normally creases up, like right in the corner of the nose. So make sure you blend that out too. Make sure that is completely blended out, because that is where like it can easily get caked up and under your eye. So you want to make sure that is all blended out. There is no creasing or anything. Once you do that, then you can set the makeup. If you find that doing it with a sponge you get too cakey, use a brush. Use a brush and use a pressed powder, especially if you have normal to dry skin. I have normal skin, so I just press it into my skin. I do not bake. My only goal here is to just press in, like set the areas that I concealed. I'm not trying to do too much, you know, like I just want to set it. And that's what can happen. Like if you start applying too much product, just apply what you need. Take a little bit and then add it on like if you need more. But don't initially go in with so much product, because it's easier to add versus take away. Then I'm going to set my contour and I just press it right on top of it. I don't want to move it because it hasn't been set. I was listening to Eminem and he had me. Yeah, but yeah, okay, let me finish singing my Eminem song. But yeah, when you set the contour, you don't want to move it. You just want to press it on because it is cream and you're just trying to set it. So then I take a powder the same color as me. This is really important so you don't have that white cast on your face or look ashy. I use this taper brush. This is like the perfect brush because it fits right underneath the eye, and it's really just going to dust away any excess powder. Don't use too much pressure. If you use a lot of pressure, then that is what's going to, you can like take it away. And that's not what you're trying to do. We want to keep what we already have on. We're just trying to take away the excess. So make sure you blend away with a powder the same color as you, just to bring that color back to your skin. And then I take a bigger brush, because this bigger brush is going to help me mesh everything together with using that foundation powder, and just to ensure that there is no harshness on my skin and that everything is like blended seamlessly. And then using that same foundation powder, I just go along my nose, and that's just going to help me define that contour. I do not use a dark color on my nose when I set my contour, because that is when it can start looking harsh and like these two strong ass lines on your nose. And so I sprayed the brush when I use this Fenty, and bruh, let me tell you, do y'all see this? So like I had to be careful because it picks up a lot of product on the brush. So like I was literally sitting there blending it, but I love this highlight. Like it's so different. It's not like any other highlight, and I love the way that it's formulated and like the reflex of it. Like it's so pretty, but at the same time it's easy to do too much with highlight, so I always press it into my skin so it doesn't look like it's sitting on top of your skin. How many times do you see people and they just got like a streak of highlight? Like what are you doing? Like just press it into your skin. It's okay to like highlight, and it's okay to wear a lot of highlight. Just make sure you press it into your skin so it doesn't look like it's sitting on top of your skin. And then I'm using blush. I love to mesh my blush in the middle of my highlight and my contour, just so it like all kind of, you know, blends in there. And then you have to set your face. This is going to take away that powdery look. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was talking so much, but I'll see you guys in my next video.